Why, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to another Pitching It. So, it's been a while since I did one of these, and I want to keep doing this series, like Pitching It, where I pitch ideas for horror shows or horror movies that are very unlikely to happen, but it's just a bit of fun that I like to do, like brainstorm some ideas that could exist as fanfic, but probably never will as a film or a series. So, my idea for this pitching it is, what if there was another Halloween trilogy timeline? So, this one would be a follow-on from the Thorn trilogy, so set in the original timeline still. So, I propose this one, Halloween Legacy. Set in 1998, 20 years after the events of the original film, where Sam Loomis Jr., the son of Dr. Loomis, comes to Haddonfield to find out why his father left all those years ago and why he got so obsessed and stuck into his work. He goes there to find answers about his father after realizing he passed away some years before without knowing. So he goes there to Haddonfield and he finds Tommy Doyle there, played by Paul Rudd. I would personally cast Paul Rudd in this because he hasn't really aged, has he, since the 90s and that. So have him in there, returning as Tommy Doyle. And we also get Lindsay Wallace in there. Now, with it being 20 years after, we'd have to get an actress that's around that age. So, we'd get her in there. And, we'd also have Michael's nephew/son, who's now a toddler, but Michael is still after him. And that's another thing. Michael returns because, he wants to still kill and end his bloodlines with the Curse of Thorn. But for the last few years, he's been dormant, lying in wait, and of course, with Sam Loomis Jr. coming into it, he finds out the truth about his father and why he left, and Michael Myers. And that's another thing, Michael Myers returns, and he kills anyone who gets in his way. And of course, Sam Loomis Jr. finds out the very reason why his father left. Then for the second part of the trilogy, Halloween Bloodlines. This time we do a 10-year time jump, where it's, in 2008, 30 years after the events of the first one. Halloween Bloodlines, where now, Michael's nephew/son, is it Danny Lloyd or something, is now a kid about 13 years old, and he discovers the truth about his great uncle/father, because isn't that what happened in the Curse of Michael Myers? Michael's nephew is also great nephew is also his son. So he then tries, it turns into a game of cat and mouse, but everyone in Haddonfield is out to protect the boy and stop Michael from his evil ways. But of course, he's unstoppable. And of course, at the end of that, they manage to, they don't quite kill Michael, but let's just say he disappears. And then, in the final part, the last Halloween, the death of Michael Myers, which is the same title of a fan film I watched, which I thought was a good title for it. But for namesake, let's just call it Halloween, the death of Michael Myers, where Michael, let's say he wins. He wins. He kills his nephew. He kills everyone around him. Even, Tommy dies after putting up a fight against him, and that's it. Michael's on his own. And when he finally finishes what he was aiming to do, he then hears voices. The voice of Dr. Loomis, Dr. Sam Loomis Sr., asking him if he's satisfied with what he's done and if he's happy, and the darkness that has motivated him for so long has finally started to take over him, And yeah, at the end, Michael drops dead from a heart attack because he's done what he's needed to do. And then at the end, after he lays dead, lifeless, he takes his mask off and does a huge yell before dropping dead from a heart attack. We see Laurie Strode. Like, what if Jamie Lee Curtis makes a brief cameo as a ghost? And she then says, "Come, Michael, it is time." And then we don't see Michael's face, but we see the ghost of Michael go off with Laurie, and it all ends there. And the name for this trilogy idea, I thought, could be the Legacy Trilogy, because of the title, Halloween Legacy, and then Bloodlines, and the death of Michael Myers, that sort. So yeah, that is my pitch for this one. I know Halloween was about a month or so ago now, but hey, when you're a horror fan, Halloween's all year round. Even at Christmas, we have a whole Halloween at Christmas like Jack and Sally do. So anyway, yeah, let me know, what do you think of this idea? Do you think it could work? Maybe, but like I say, this is never going to happen. I like the new timeline that they've got going at the moment with this trilogy. So yeah, but like I said, I came up with this idea a couple of years before they came up with these new line of films. So anyway, yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think you like the idea? Do you not? Like I said, let me know, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and to hit the notification bell. It would mean a great deal if you did, but at the end of the day, I can't make you do that. So yeah, until next time, don't have nightmares.